Name of
بسم
Allah, the
الله الرحمن
Beneficent, the
الرحيم.
Most Merciful. عفوا تفضلوا شيخنا الله يبارك فيكم.
الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله.
Indeed, all praise are due to Allah, and may the best salutations and peace be showered upon the Messenger of Allah.
والصلاة والسلام الأتمان الأكملان
And may those most blessed and complete salutations be passed upon the Prophet Muhammad.
محمد الأمين
عفوا شيخنا انقطع الصوت.
على نبينا محمد الأمين وعلى آله وأصحابه ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين.
And may they also be showered upon those who follow his guidance, his companions, and those who follow him to the day of resurrection.
المحاضرة بعنوان أهمية طلب العلم الشرعي.
Tonight's lecture is about the importance of acquiring Islamic knowledge.
أغلى ما يملك الإنسان
The most important thing that an individual can possess
في هذه الدنيا
in this world
دينه وعقيدته.
is his religion, or their religion and their belief.
والله سبحانه وتعالى
And Allah the Most High
لم يخلق عباده عبثا، يعني هكذا لم يخلق عباده عبثا. معروفة كلمة عبثا؟
معروف حفظكم الله وبارك فيكم شيخنا. And Allah the Most High, He didn't create the creation without any purpose, i.e. just for no reason.
قال تعالى في محكم التنزيل
Allah the Most High said in the Quran,
أفحسبتم أنما خلقناكم عبثا.
Do you think or do you consider that we created you without any purpose?
وأنكم إلينا لا ترجعون.
And that you will not return unto us?
ثم نزه نفسه سبحانه وتعالى قائلا
And then he exalted himself and put himself high over such a thing, saying,
فتعالى الله الملك الحق.
May he be high over this, Allah, the King in truth.
لا إله إلا هو.
There's no deity worthy of worship in truth except for him,
رب العرش العظيم.
Lord of the great throne.
وتعلم العلم الشرعي
And learning Islamic knowledge
من أهم الواجبات.
is from the most important of the obligations that are upon an individual.
والله سبحانه وتعالى قال
And Allah the Most High said,
وما خلقت الجن والإنس إلا ليعبدون.
And indeed I never created the jinn nor mankind except that they worship me.
لذلك أرسل الله سبحانه وتعالى الرسل.
And for this reason, this purpose, Allah the Most High, He sent His messengers to the people.
وأمر عباده بتعلم العلم.
And He commanded His slaves and His worshippers to learn and seek and acquire Islamic knowledge.
وعبادة ربهم، أمرهم بعبادة ربهم.
And He also asked or ordered them to worship His Lord.
ولا سبيل لمعرفة ذلك إلا بالعلم الشرعي. يعني العبادة لا تعرف إلا بتعلم العلم الشرعي.
And there is no way that an individual can actualize this and put this into practice except through learning Islamic knowledge.
لذلك وجب على كل مسلم ومسلمة.
For this reason, it's obligatory upon every male and female Muslim
أن يتعلم العلم الشرعي
to learn the Islamic knowledge
ويتعلم منه
and learn from it
من العبادة
the acts of worship
ما تمكنه من عبادة الله على بصيرة.
that which will enable them to worship Allah the Most High upon insight and upon knowledge.
وينوي بطلب العلم الشرعي
and they should intend by this seeking of Islamic knowledge
رفع الجهل عن نفسه أولا
to firstly lift ignorance upon themselves,
وينوي كذلك رفع الجهل عن الآخرين
and then also to lift ignorance upon others,
بحيث إذا تعلم شيئا من العلم الشرعي علم الآخرين.
and then they do this through when they acquire Islamic knowledge, they then teach it to others.
قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم
The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said,
طلب العلم فريضة
seeking knowledge is an obligation
على كل مسلم
upon every Muslim.
فيجب على الإنسان أن يتعلم أحكام الصلاة
So it's obligatory upon an individual to learn the rulings of the prayer, the salah,
وأحكام الصيام
and the rulings of fasting,
إذا كان بالغا وقد وجب عليه الصوم
if they have come of age and fasting is obligatory upon them.
وكذلك أحكام الزكاة لمن كان عنده مال وحال عليه الحول.
And also they must learn about the rulings of zakah, of monetary charity, if they have money and the prescribed time has passed over their wealth.
وبلغ المال نصابا بحيث يستحق أن يخرج منه الزكاة.
And also from the conditions of this is that their wealth has reached the appropriate threshold, after which this zakah, this charity, is obligatory upon them.
ويتعلم أحكام الحج والعمرة قبل أن يحج ويعتمر.
And also they should learn the rulings of Hajj and Umrah before they carry these things out.
ويتعلم أحكام البيع إذا كان سيدخل في التجارة.
Also, they should learn and acquire the rulings of buying and selling if they enter into trade, if they're a trade person.
حتى لا يأكل الربا ولا يأكل الحرام ولا يغش الآخرين.
And this is so they can stay away from usury, interest, and they can stay away from transactions that are impermissible, and that they can carry out their business in a right way.
وكذلك يتعلم الأخلاق والآداب الإسلامية.
And also they should learn and acquire the knowledge about Islamic etiquettes and Islamic character and conduct.
وكيفية التعامل مع الناس.
And how to deal with the people and how to engage with others.
والتأدب بآداب الإسلام.
And how to make themselves behave with the etiquettes of Islam.
والأخلاق الحسنة.
And good character.
ويتعلم الصبر والحلم.
And they should also learn about patience and having wisdom.
والصفح والعفو عن الناس.
And also to pardon others.
ومساعدة الآخرين.
And to help others.
والرفق بالحيوان.
And also to have mercy and gentleness to creatures, to animals.
وإماطة الأذى عن الطريق.
And also to lift or take away something that is harmful, that is on the path, in the way of others.
وأن يترك الكذب والغيبة والنميمة.
And that they leave off lying, slandering and backbiting.
ولا يشرب الخمر ولا يزني.
Also, they should learn these things so that they do not drink alcohol or commit fornication.
ويترك المعاصي والذنوب.
And they'll leave off disobedience to Allah the Most High and sinning.
ويتعلم أحكام الصلاة بالذات الصلاة لأنها عماد الدين.
And they learn the rulings of the Salah, and in particular the Salah, the prayer, because the prayer is the pillar of this religion.
ونحن نقرأ في سورة الفاتحة في كل ركعة.
And we read and recite in every unit of prayer Surah Al-Fatiha,
قال الله تعالى فيها
in which Allah the Most High says,
اهدنا الصراط المستقيم.
guide us to the straight path. نعم شيخنا.
صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم.
The path of those upon whom you have shown your favor, or upon those whom you have favored.
غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين.
Not the path of those who have earned your anger, nor those who have gone astray.
المغضوب عليهم هم اليهود. لماذا؟
Those who have earned Allah's anger are the Jews. Why is this?
لأنهم علموا ولم يعملوا بما عملوا.
Because they knew and they were aware, but they did not act upon that which they were knowledgeable of and were aware of.
فغضب الله عليهم.
So as a result of this, Allah the Most High was angered with them.
فمن علم ولم يعمل بما علم فإنه يخشى أن يغضب الله عليه.
So whosoever knows but does not act upon this knowledge, then it is feared that they have earned the anger of Allah the Most High.
والضالون هم النصارى.
And those who have gone astray are the Christians.
لأنهم عبدوا الله على جهل.
And that's because they worshipped Allah the Most High upon ignorance.
فمن عبد الله على جهل من المسلمين فقد تشبه بالنصارى.
So whosoever has worshipped Allah the Most High upon ignorance, then they have resembled the Christians.
لذلك جاءت آيات كثيرة في القرآن الكريم.
For this reason, there are many verses of the Quran al-Kareem that have come
تحث على العلم وطلب العلم.
that encourage people to acquire knowledge.
قال تعالى فاعلم أنه لا إله إلا الله.
Allah the Most High said, that which means, know that there is no deity worthy of worship in truth except for Allah.
ثم قال بعدها سبحانه وتعالى واستغفر لذنبك.
And then Allah the Most High said after this, and then after this knowledge, then seek forgiveness for your sins.
وللمؤمنين والمؤمنات يعني استغفر كذلك للمؤمنين والمؤمنات.
And for the believing men and the believing women, i.e. seek forgiveness for the believing men and the believing women.
فبدأ بالعلم أولا.
So Allah the Most High, excuse me, He began firstly with knowledge.
لذلك بوب الإمام البخاري في صحيحه.
And for this reason, Imam al-Bukhari, he made the chapter heading in his book, The Authentic Traditions, the Sahih.
قال باب العلم قبل القول والعمل.
And he said, chapter heading, al-ilm, knowledge comes before, bab al-ilm qabl al-qawli wal-amal, comes before speech and action.
أولا تعلم قبل أن تقول وقبل أن تعمل.
So the principle is that you first acquire knowledge, and then you gain this knowledge, and then after this, based upon this knowledge, you act.
وذكر الله في القرآن مقارنة بين العلماء والجهال.
And Allah the Most High, He mentioned in the Quran, and He showed the difference, the contrast between the people of faith and the people who have disbelieved.
بقوله تعالى
That's in the statement of Allah the Most High.
هل يستوي الذين يعلمون والذين لا يعلمون.
Are they equal, those who know and those who do not know?
فهذا استفهام إنكاري، يعني أنهم فعلا لا يستوون.
And this is a question that Allah the Most High asks, but it's a question that that is a disapproving question, i.e., do they think that these are equal? And of course, they are not equal. Those who know and those who do not know.
وأخبر الله سبحانه وتعالى في القرآن
And Allah the Most High told us in the Quran
أن العلماء هم أكثر الناس خشية له سبحانه.
that the scholars, or those people who have knowledge and are aware, they are those who are greatest in their fear of Him.
بقوله تعالى إنما يخشى الله من عباده العلماء، يعني إنما يخشى الله حق خشيته وأكثرهم خشية هم العلماء.
And this is in the statement of Allah the Most High, that which means indeed Allah is only feared by His servants who are scholars, i.e. His servants who are aware and who have knowledge.
وبين الله سبحانه وتعالى منزلة العلماء.
And Allah the Most High explained and made clear the status of the scholars.
وأن الله أعطاهم منزلة عالية ودرجة رفيعة.
And that He gave them a lofty status and He gave them a high rank.
قال تعالى يرفع الله الذين آمنوا، يعني في الدنيا والآخرة.
Allah the Most High says that, which means indeed Allah lifts and raises the people who have faith.
والذين أوتوا العلم درجات، يعني يرفع الله الذين آمنوا ويرفع الذين أوتوا العلم درجات في الدنيا والآخرة.
So Allah the Most High says that He raises the people of faith, and this is in the life of the world, the worldly life and the hereafter, and He also raises the people of knowledge in levels, and then again this is in the worldly life and in the hereafter.
ولم يطلب الله من النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم.
And Allah the Most High, He didn't ask the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon, He didn't ask anything of the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him.
لم يطلب منه عليه الصلاة والسلام أن يزداد من شيء من أمور الدنيا.
That he increases in anything as relates to the worldly life and the material life.
وإنما طلب منه الزيادة في العلم.
But the only thing that he asked him to increase was knowledge.
فطلبه أن يسأل ربه علما زائدا.
So Allah the Most High, He requested and ordered the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, to ask his Lord for more knowledge.
فخاطبه بقوله وقل ربي زدني علما.
And He spoke to him and He said, say, and this was a commandment, O my Lord, increase me in knowledge.
لم يقل زدني مالا.
He didn't say increase me in my wealth.
أو جاها أو قصورا أو سيارات.
Or increase me in my status, or increase me in my homes, or increase me in my riding mounts, or anything of this of the worldly life.
أو ذرية أو أي شيء من أمور الدنيا.
Or to increase me indeed in my family, my progeny, or anything related to the worldly life.
أو زدني جمالا أو طولا أو عرضا.
Or He didn't command him to ask for an increase in physical characteristics like height or broadness or anything like this.
بل قال فقط وقل رب زدني علما.
Rather, the only thing that He said was, say, O my Lord, increase me in knowledge.
وهذا يبين منزلة العلم الشرعي.
And this demonstrates the status of Islamic knowledge.
وقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم.
The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said,
من يريد الله به خيرا، يعني الإنسان الذي أراد الله به الخير من هو؟
Whosoever needs, or whosoever Allah the Most High wants good for in the religion, who is this person?
يفقهه في الدين أي يعلمه أحكام الدين والشريعة الإسلامية.
This is the person who Allah the Most High grants understanding of the religion, i.e. He gives him knowledge of the religion.
ولم يقل من يرد الله به خيرا يزد في ماله أو في أولاده أو في منصبه أو في جماله، لم يقل ذلك، إنما قال الفقه في الدين.
And the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, didn't say, whosoever Allah wants good for, then he grants them beauty, or he increases them in their wealth, or anything connected to the worldly life. Rather, what he said was that whosoever Allah wants good for, he gives them understanding of the religion.
ودعا النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم
And the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, made supplication. He made the dua for
لابن عباس رضي الله عنهما.
Ibn Abbas, may Allah be pleased with him and his father.
قال اللهم فقهه في الدين.
He said, "Oh Allah, grant him fiqh, grant him understanding of the religion.
وعلمه التأويل يعني تفسير القرآن.
And give him knowledge of the interpretation of the Quran."
لذلك كان ابن عباس
For this reason, Ibn Abbas, Allah be pleased with
فقيها
him,
وعالما كبيرا
he became a great senior scholar,
وسمي حبر الأمة يعني عالم الأمة.
and he was given the nickname, the epithet, the scholar of the Ummah
القرآن.
and the explainer of the Quran.
فهو يعلم من تفسير القرآن الشيء الكثير جدا.
Because he knows, or he knew from the Quran and the explanation of the Quran, something that is very, very special. He knew so much about it.
وبين النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم
And the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, explained
أن تعلم العلم الشرعي سبب لدخول الجنة وطريق من طرق الدخول إلى الجنة.
that seeking knowledge, seeking Islamic knowledge, is a way from the means, away from the means of entering paradise.
بقوله عليه الصلاة والسلام
This was indicated in his statement, may upon him be peace and blessings.
من سلك طريقا
Whosoever takes a path
يلتمس فيه علما يعني علما شرعيا
in which they seek knowledge,
سهل الله به
Allah the Most High makes easy for them.
سهل الله له به طريقا إلى الجنة.
Allah the Most High makes easy for them through this path that they have taken a way to Jannah.
فعلى الواحد منا
So it's upon each and every one of us
أن يستحضر النية الحسنة
to make present a good intention
ويسأل الله الإخلاص في طلب العلم
and ask Allah the Most High for sincerity in seeking knowledge,
ويسأل الله الزيادة من العلم
and to ask Allah the Most High for an increase in knowledge,
وينوي رفع الجهل عن نفسه
and that they intend to lift ignorance upon themselves,
وينوي رفع الجهل عن الآخرين
and also to intend lifting ignorance upon others,
ويعلم أنه سائر إلى الجنة بإذن الله.
and they should know that by Allah's will and Allah's permission, they are traversing a path that will take them to Jannah, take them to the paradise.
ثم بين النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم
Then the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, explained,
وعمل مقارنة
and he made a juxtaposition, a comparison
بين العالم والعابد
between the scholar and the worshipper of Allah the Most High.
لأن العالم نفعه متعدي يعلم الآخرين.
And this is because the benefit that the scholar gives is a transitive benefit, i.e., it has an impact upon others.
أما العابد فعبادته لنفسه فقط.
As for the worshipper, then their benefit is restricted to themselves only.
فقال عليه الصلاة والسلام
And he said, upon him be peace and blessings,
فضل العالم
the virtue of the scholar
على العابد
upon the worshipper
كفضل القمر على سائر الكواكب.
is like the virtue of the moon over all of the stars.
معلومة منزلة القمر
And the rank and status of the moon is something that's well known.
فحجمه وشكله معلوم.
Its size and how it looks, this is something that's known.
وإضاءته عالية.
And the radiance that it gives off, it's high, it gives off a lot of radiance.
والنظر إليه يريح القلب.
And looking at it, it melts the heart and it softens the heart.
حتى إذا جاءوا يشبه امرأة جميلة.
To the extent where they give a similitude to the beautiful woman.
قالوا هي كالقمر.
حفظكم الله شيخنا استخدم هذا. And they say that indeed she is like the moon.
ويقولون هي كالقمر في ليلة البدر يعني ليلة 14 عندما يكون القمر مكتملا.
And they say that she is like the full moon, the moon on the 14th when the moon is full.
والصحابي الجليل رضي الله عنه
And the noble companion, may Allah have mercy upon him,
نظر مرة إلى القمر.
One time they looked at the moon
في ليلة البدر ليلة 14 في منتصف الشهر.
on the day when it was full, i.e. the 14th day of the month.
ثم نظر إلى النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم بجواره.
And then they looked to the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, who was at his side.
ثم قال
And then he said,
والله إن وجه النبي عليه الصلاة والسلام
by Allah, indeed the face of the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him,
أحب إلي وأجمل من القمر.
is more beloved to me and more beautiful, in my opinion, than the moon.
وهذا يدل على
And this shows and indicates to us
حب الصحابة رضي الله عنهم للنبي.
the love that the companions of the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, had for the Prophet.
صلى الله عليه وسلم.
Peace and blessings be upon him.
وهم يفدونه بأموالهم وأولادهم.
وهم ماذا شيخنا يغدونهم
يفدونه يعني لو طلب أموالهم وأولادهم أعطاهم.
الفداء أثابكم الله. And they would ransom their wealth and their children for him, i.e. they would give up their wealth and their children for the sake of the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him.
بل لو طلب أرواحهم لأعطوه أرواحهم عليه رضي الله عنهم.
Rather, even if he asked for their souls, he asked for their lives, they would readily give this up for him.
وقال النبي عليه الصلاة والسلام
And the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said,
إن الملائكة
indeed, the angels
لا تصلي يعني لا تستغفر وتدعو
they supplicate and they seek forgiveness
على معلم الناس الخير.
for the one who teaches the people that which is good.
وهذا يدل على فضل العالم.
And this shows and indicates to us the virtue of the scholar,
الذي بذل نفسه ووقته لتعليم الناس الخير.
the one who expends their efforts and their time to teach the people that which is good.
وأن الملائكة ترضى صنيعه وتدعو له.
And that the angels, they supplicate for them.
وتستغفر له عند الله سبحانه وتعالى.
and they seek forgiveness for the individual from Allah the Most High.
ومما يبين فضل العلم كذلك
And another thing that explains the status of knowledge and acquiring knowledge,
قول النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم
the statement of the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him,
ما اجتمع قوم في بيت
indeed a people never gathered in a house
من بيوت الله يعني في المساجد ونحوها وأماكن العلم
from the houses of Allah, like meaning the masajid, the masjids,
يتلون كتاب الله
reciting the book of Allah
ويتدارسونه بينهم
and studying it amongst themselves,
ويتعلمون يعني أحكامه
and they learn its rulings and such things.
إلا حفتهم الملائكة تنزل الملائكة من السماء فتحفهم تأتي حولهم تتحلق حولهم
Except that the angels envelop them, i.e. they come down, they descend from the heavens, and they spread their wings over them.
وغشيتهم الرحمة يعني رحمة الله تنزل عليهم
And that the mercy of Allah the Most High, it comes and it spreads amongst them.
ونزلت عليهم السكينة يشعرون بسكينة واطمئنان في قلوبهم
And sakina, tranquility and peace, is spread within their hearts.
وذكرهم الله في من عنده
And Allah the Most High, He mentions them with those who are with Him.
فيذكرهم الله عند الملأ الأعلى عند الملائكة
So Allah the Most High mentions these people, these individuals, with the angels.
واعلم يا أخي الكريم
And know, O my noble brother, my noble sister,
أن العلم الشرعي هو
that beneficial or Islamic knowledge is
ما قاله الله سبحانه وتعالى في القرآن الكريم
it consists of that which Allah the Most High says in the Quran,
وما قاله الرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم في السنة المطهرة
that which the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said in the purified Sunnah,
وما قاله الصحابة رضي الله تعالى عنهم
that which the companions of the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said.
يعني العلم الشرعي هو الكتاب والسنة
So in other words, we can say that Islamic knowledge, it comprises of the Book of Allah, the example or the Sunnah of the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him,
على فهم الصحابة على ما فهمه الصحابة رضي الله عنهم وهم سلفنا الصالح
upon the understanding of the Sahaba. So it's the book and the Sunnah as was understood by the Sahaba. And these Sahaba, these companions of the Prophet, sorry Tom, the companions of the Prophet, they are whom we call the Salaf as-Salih, i.e. the pious or righteous predecessors.
فدعوتنا سلفية
So our call is a Salafi call. It's a call to the earlier generations, to the generations of the pious predecessors.
صافية واضحة
It's a call that is pure and it is a call that is clear.
وتركنا النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم على المحجة البيضاء ليلها كنهارها
And the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, he left us upon clear guidance. Its night is like its day, i.e. it's differentiated, it's absolutely clear.
لا يزيغ عنها إلا هالك
None deviate from it or come away from it, except they are destroyed.
فترك فينا الكتاب والسنة تركت فيكم
So he left for us, the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, the book and the Sunnah.
قال عليه الصلاة والسلام تركت فيكم
And the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said, indeed, I left amongst you
ما إن تمسكتم به
that which, if you adhere to it,
لن تضلوا بعدي أبدا.
You will never fall into misguidance after me ever.
كتاب الله وسنتي.
The book of Allah and my example.
وهما محفوظان ولله الحمد.
And these two things, i.e. the book of Allah and the sunnah of the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, they are preserved and all praises are due to Allah.
فالقرآن محفوظ. قال تعالى إنا نحن نزلنا الذكر.
So the Quran is preserved. Allah the Most High says that, which means, indeed, we have revealed the
وإنا له
remembrance,
لحافظون.
and indeed we are preservers over it.
والسنة كذلك محفوظة.
And also, the Sunnah, the example of the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, is also preserved.
فصحيح البخاري بين أيدينا.
And the authentic collection of Imam al-Bukhari, this is in our hands today.
وصحيح الإمام مسلم بين أيدينا.
And the authentic narrations collected by Imam Muslim, this is also in our hands today.
وباقي كتب السنة الترمذي وأبو داود والنسائي وابن ماجه.
And also the other books of Sunnah, Abu Dawood, and Nasa'i, Ibn Majah. I don't know, Tom, do you want me to spell any of those? You okay?
وموطأ الإمام مالك.
The book of Imam Malik.
ومسند الشافعي.
The book of Imam Shafi'i.
ومسند الإمام أحمد.
Also the book of Imam Ahmad.
وغيرها من الكتب الكثيرة جدا وكلها محفوظة ولله الحمد.
And other than these books, from the many books of hadith that have been preserved, and there are many.
ومخدومة ومصححة ومنقحة.
And they've also, not only are they still with us, but they've been serviced, i.e. they've been explained. There have been people who have checked and authenticated them. There are people who have serviced these books. So it's not just that they are dry books, but they have been serviced, studied, explained, etc.
ومطبوعة أحسن الطبعات.
And they've been printed the best of prints, i.e. lots of different prints.
ويستطيع كل مسلم ومسلمة.
And every Muslim, male and female,
أن يحصل عليها حاليا مجانا فهي مبذولة في شبكة الإنترنت.
they can get their hands on these books for free because many of them, they are available on the internet.
يعني ينقصنا أن نتعلمها على المشايخ الكرام وننهل من علمهم.
So what remains is that we learn them at the feet of qualified teachers and we benefit from these books like this.
قال الشاعر.
The poet said,
تعلم.
learn.
فليس المرء يولد عالما.
Because the individual isn't born a scholar.
وليس أخو علم كمن هو جاهل. يعني العالم والجاهل لا يستويان.
And indeed, the brother of the scholar is not the ignorant person, i.e. the ignorant person and the scholar, they are not alike.
وأهل العلم قالوا.
And the people of knowledge have said
الانشغال بالعلم.
that to busy oneself with knowledge,
الشرعي.
with Islamic knowledge,
أفضل من نوافل العبادات.
is better than the optional acts of worship.
يعني أنت لو جلست نصف ساعة تقرأ في صحيح البخاري.
i.e. if you were to sit down for half an hour and read from the Sahih of Imam Bukhari, the book of Imam Bukhari,
أفضل من أن تصلي نصف ساعة.
it's better for you than if you were to pray for half an hour.
ولو جلست نصف ساعة تقرأ في تفسير ابن كثير مثلا في تفسير القرآن.
And if you were to sit down similarly for half an hour reading the explanation of Ibn Kathir of the Quran,
أفضل من أن تصلي نصف ساعة.
is better than if you were to pray for half an hour.
فالمقصد أن تعلم العلم الشرعي على المشايخ بالذات والعلماء
So the intent is that to learn beneficial Islamic knowledge at the hands, at the feet of qualified scholars
أفضل من نوافل العبادات لا من الفرائض من النوافل.
is better than the optional acts of prayer, not the obligatory acts of prayer.
قال سفيان الثوري
This scholar, Sufyan al-Thawri, said,
ما من عمل
there are no actions
أفضل
better
من طلب العلم
than seeking Islamic knowledge
إذا صحت النية
on the condition that the intention is correct.
فتكون نية المرء الإنسان
So the intention of the individual
خالصة لوجه الله سبحانه وتعالى
should be pure for the sake of Allah the Most High.
لا يريد بتعلم العلم الرياء أو السمعة
They do not want to show off, nor do they want to be famous or gain notoriety amongst the people through acquisition of this knowledge.
أو التعالي عليهم
Nor should they intend to try and put themselves above or to subjugate others through this knowledge.
أو الترفع عليهم أو التكبر عليهم
Or to be proud over the people.
إنما ينوي تعلم العلم لوجه الله.
Simply, they intend by this seeking of knowledge the reward of seeing the face of Allah the Most High.
ليرفع الجهل عن نفسه أولا.
And firstly, to lift ignorance upon themselves.
ثم عن الآخرين ممن حوله.
And then to lift this ignorance from those who are around them after that.
ويبدأ بأهل بيته وأصدقائه.
And they would start with their family and then their friends.
وجيرانه.
Then their neighbors.
وزملائه في العمل.
And then their work colleagues.
قال الله سبحانه وتعالى.
Allah the Most High said,
مخاطبا نبيه صلى الله عليه وسلم.
Addressing his prophet, peace and blessings be upon him.
وأنذر عشيرتك الأقربين.
And warn your close relatives, your tribe, those who are your relatives.
فتبدأ بالأقرب ثم الأقرب.
So the principle is that when we teach, we start with those who are closest to
ولو
us.
أن كل إنسان أصلح من حوله من أهل بيته وقرابته.
And if every individual were to rectify the status or the situation of the people of their household,
وسعى في صلاحهم.
and they hastened to rectify them and make them good,
لصلح المجتمع بأسره كاملا.
society would be rectified completely.
أما الجهل فهو مذموم في الإسلام.
As for ignorance, it's something that is blameworthy in Islam. It's something not praiseworthy.
يقول أهل العلم.
People of knowledge say,
يكفي الجهل ذما.
that is sufficient as a censure for ignorance.
أن الجاهل.
That the ignorant person
ينفي عن نفسه الجهل.
They negate ignorance upon themselves.
ولا يعترف بأنه جاهل.
And they do not admit that they are indeed ignorant.
ويتظاهر بالعلم.
But they try and show that they have knowledge.
ويتظاهر بالعلم.
And they try and show and display and make manifest that they are possessors of knowledge.
ويفتخر بأنه عالم.
And they may even show off that they are someone who is a scholar or someone who knows.
وأهل العلم يقولون.
The people of knowledge, they say,
لا يزال الإنسان
that indeed the person remains,
يتعلم إلى أن يموت.
they remain seeking knowledge until they die.
لأن العلم كبير جدا وبحر واسع.
And this is because knowledge is so vast and it's such a wide ocean.
والله سبحانه وتعالى قال
And Allah the Most High said,
وما أوتيتم من العلم إلا قليلا.
and indeed you are not given of the knowledge except a bit, except a small portion.
فكل العلوم الدنيوية الآن
So if you look at the sum of all of the worldly knowledge that we have today,
من علوم التقنية والتكنولوجيا والفضاء.
so in terms of technological knowledge and this type of knowledge,
والطب والهندسة.
and also medicine and engineering,
والكيمياء والرياضيات.
also chemistry and mathematics,
وعلم الذرة.
atomic knowledge,
وعلم الحيوان والنبات.
and things like biology and the study of plants.
كل هذه العلوم الكثيرة التي نظن أنها كثيرة هي قليلة.
If we look at this knowledge, all of these branches of knowledge that we think are so vast and so great, in actual fact, when compared to the reality, they aren't that much.
فهذا وصف الله سبحانه وتعالى لها.
And this is Allah's description or Allah's describing of it.
وما أوتيتم من العلم إلا قليلا.
And indeed, you were not given from the knowledge except a bit, except a small portion.
وقال تعالى
And Allah the Most High said,
وفوق كل ذي علم عليم.
and above every individual who has knowledge is someone who has more knowledge.
فكل عالم لا بد أن يكون هناك من هو أعلم منه.
And every scholar, it's incumbent that there is someone who is more knowledgeable than them.
ولا يستطيع أحد
And there is no single individual
أن يقول عن نفسه
who can say about themselves
أنه أعلم أهل الأرض.
that they are the most knowledgeable of the people of the earth,
أو أنه أعلم أهل زمانه.
or that they are the most knowledgeable person of their particular time.
فلا بد أن هناك من هو أعلم منه.
Because there must be someone who is more knowledgeable than them.
وربما تلميذه أحد تلامذته يكون أعلم منه وليس شيخه.
And it could be that one of their students is indeed more knowledgeable than them, and it's not actually their teacher who's more knowledgeable than them.
ويقول الإمام مالك رحمه الله
And
أو
Imam Malik,
الشافعي
from Shaykhina Shafi'i,
لعله مالك أو الشافعي أنا نسيته.
Athabakumullah. So it was either Imam Shafi'i or Imam Malik. One of these two Imams said,
كلما ازددت علما
as I increased in my knowledge,
ازددت جهلا بنفسي.
I increased in ignorance of myself.
لأن الإنسان كل يوم يتعلم مسألة جديدة يقول أوه هذه أمس ما كنت أعرفها.
Because every time an individual learns something new, they think and they realize, actually, yesterday I was ignorant of this.
إذا أنا جاهل في هذه المسألة وغدا يتعلم مثلها كذلك أوه هذه أيضا كنت جاهلا بها.
And then the following day, they will do the same. They'll learn something new, and then they'll realize, actually, yesterday I was ignorant of this.
لذلك العلم يكون مستمرا ويكون تراكميا. يأتي العلم خطوة خطوة.
And for this reason, seeking knowledge is perpetual. It carries on, and it's something that takes place step by step.
ومعلومة فوق معلومة.
And a piece of knowledge or a nugget of knowledge upon a nugget of knowledge.
فلا تستطيع أن تتعلم العلم في يوم وليلة.
Because you cannot acquire knowledge in a day and a night.
فلا بد أن تفني الأيام والليالي والساعات.
Rather, you have to spend days and nights and hours acquiring this knowledge.
حتى تتعلم العلم الشرعي.
Until you truly acquire knowledge, Islamic knowledge, knowledge of the Islamic legislation.
حتى العلم الدنيوي كذلك يحتاج إلى وقت وطول زمان.
And in fact, even knowledge of the worldly affairs, knowledge of the world, or worldly knowledge, it requires this kind of dedication.
وتحتاج إلى مدارسة.
It requires studying,
ومراجعة.
revision,
وحفظ.
memorization,
وشرح.
hard work.
وتسأل الله سبحانه وتعالى أن يفتح عليك ويرزقك علما نافعا.
And that you ask Allah the Most High that He enables you to acquire beneficial knowledge.
سئل الإمام أحمد.
Imam Ahmad was asked,
إلى متى وأنت تطلب العلم؟
until when are you going to seek this knowledge?
إلى متى وأنت مع المحبرة التي كانوا يضعون فيها يعني القلم حتى يأخذون الحبر ويكتبون به.
Until when are you going to be a person of the inkwell?
فقال مع المحبرة إلى المقبرة، يعني إلى أن أموت وأنا أطلب العلم.
So he said, we'll have the inkwell until we reach the grave, i.e., we'll continue to study this beneficial knowledge until we perish.
وأهل العلم يقولون
The people of knowledge say,
العلم
knowledge
لا ينال
is not acquired
براحة الجسد.
with one being at rest.
فالذي يحب النوم الكثير
So the person who likes to sleep a lot
ويحب التماشي والرحلات
and they like to go here and there and travel,
وإضاعة الوقت في غير ما ينفع،
to waste their time in that which doesn't benefit them,
فإنه لا ينال العلم بذلك.
then they will not acquire knowledge if they persist in doing these things.
فلا بد من تعب.
Because it's incumbent that the individual, they tire themselves acquiring knowledge.
وسهر وتحصيل.
And taking time, late nights and taking time, putting in the hours.
ومدارسة ومراجعة.
Studying, revision.
لذلك أهل العلم يقولون
For this reason, the people of knowledge say,
إن أعطيت العلم كلك، يعني إن أعطيت العلم كل وقتك.
Subhanallah, if you give knowledge all of yourself, i.e. all of your time,
أعطاك بعضه، العلم يعطيك بعض العلم، لا يعطيك كل شيء.
it will give you part of it. It will give you back part of it, not all of it.
وإذا أعطيته بعضك، إن أعطيته بعض وقتك.
Subhanallah. And if you give part of your time or part of yourself to it,
فإنه لا يعطيك شيئا.
La ilaha illallah. It will not give you anything.
فلذلك العلم، أهل العلم يقولون هذا العلم ثقيل.
And for this reason, the people of knowledge, they say this knowledge that we acquire, this Islamic knowledge, is heavy.
وقال الله سبحانه وتعالى
And Allah the Most High said
للنبي صلى الله عليه وسلم
to the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him,
عند إنزال القرآن الكريم
when the Quran al-Kareem was being revealed,
إنا سنلقي عليك
indeed we'll reveal unto you
قولا ثقيلا.
a heavy word.
نعم، فهذا العلم ثقيل ويحتاج إلى وقت وإخلاص.
So this knowledge is heavy and it requires time, and it also requires sincerity.
ودعاء وتضرع إلى الله سبحانه وتعالى.
Also making supplication to Allah the Most High, and humbling oneself to Allah the Most High, hastening to Him to acquire the knowledge.
ونختم هذا اللقاء
And we end tonight's lesson
كما قال الله سبحانه وتعالى
as Allah the Most High said
لنبيه الكريم
to His noble Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him.
وقل، يعني يا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم، وقل.
And say, I say, O Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him.
وقل رب زدني علما.
And say, my Lord, increase me in knowledge.
نسأل الله سبحانه وتعالى أن يرزقنا وإياكم علما نافعا.
We ask Allah the Most High to give us a new beneficial knowledge
وعملا صالحا.
and righteous actions,
ويجعلنا مباركين أينما كنا.
and to make us blessed wherever we may be,
ويجعلنا ممن يتعلم ويعلم غيره الخير.
and to make us from those who learn and teach others goodness.
وصلى الله وسلم
And may Allah send peace and salutations and blessings
على نبينا محمد
upon our Prophet Muhammad
وآله وصحبه وسلم.
and upon his family and companions.
والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
And may Allah's peace and blessings and salutations be upon you. أثابكم الله وبارك فيكم شيخنا. And we thank our Sheikh, and we ask Allah the Most High to reward him abundantly for such an important lecture and such a beautiful lecture. We ask Allah the Most High to benefit our Sheikh and to accept from him, and also to accept from us.
Jazakallah, Sheikh. That was a nice talk, mashallah. That was a nice lecture, man. And it was it's needed as well.
Well, yeah. Abdul Hakim, are you back? Do you want to say a few words, or are you good for me to close?
Yeah, cool. Just talk briefly mention the classes that we'll be starting.
Tom, I think I can see Abdul Hakim, but
I'm here.
Okay, I think he's given me. So, just a quick note for next week. By the will of Allah, we'll be starting a really exciting study program that will be a study of the important lessons that every Muslim should learn. So it will be like a course taught by our Sheikh Muhammad Qiyad, and the book is Important Lessons for the Muslim Nation by the scholar of Islam, Sheikh Abdullah ibn Abdulaziz ibn Baz. And we're really excited about this program. It's a program of study where we'll learn about the fundamentals of our Islamic belief, the fundamentals of how to make wudu, how to pray, and also some really beneficial points as relates to the character and conduct of the Muslim. So please stay tuned, subscribe, and let everyone know, let your friends know, that they can take advantage of this completely free study program that Islam for Deaf is very, very proud to bring to you. And with that, we can close for tonight. May Allah Azza wa Jal reward our Sheikh and Abdul Hakim, and may he guide our beloved Tom and give him that which is best in the dunya before the akhirah. And may peace and salutations be showered upon the Prophet Muhammad and upon his family and companions. أثابكم الله شيخنا.
آمين. حياكم الله. يا مرحبا.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
عليكم السلام.